Hey dudes, I'm Andrew, and I think it's kind of awesome to make things. But why do people create things like art or other things we don't need to survive, like YouTube videos? One of the most awesomest things that was ever made is me, and I take full credit for my creation. Alas, there are many other creations that are important as well, but for saving time's sakes, I'll just stick the most important ones like garlic bread, the air fryer, and my cat. The ability to create things is not uniquely human. Animals make structures for themselves all the time. What is uniquely human is our mastery over this ability to create. I like to try to demonstrate this through a little visual I whipped up. It's going to be at the top of the screen. All creatures create things every day through things like breathing or eating to create the opportunity for them to continue living. Or maybe they create the opportunity for me to have a bunch of hair in my mouth, like this little football swimmer. These are examples of biology-driven creation and aren't really that impressive, but usually necessary for survival. So necessary. But most of these processes are automatic. When we get into intentional creation, that's when things start to get crafty. Some animals are capable of this. For example, the bird that built this house I've poorly cropped and then invaded. People also have the ability to intentionally make things and have done so for a very long time. And I can understand why. It's easier to kill a mammoth with a pointy spear than with your teeth, thus giving people biological reason to innovate and use their thinkers. And we've used our thinkers a great amount. Nowadays, people have things like guns to kill our mammoths. If only they hadn't gotten so good at hiding. But one thing isn't adding up. While some things like weapons, food, water, and housing make biological sense to innovate on, why would people like Michelangelo make the statue of David? Why have scientists put 12 people on the moon? Why am I making this YouTube video? Your answer is creativity-driven creation. The answer to your question is creativity-driven creation. When people stop making things because they want to better or keep their lives, and start making things for their primary purpose to express themselves through creativity, they are surpassing their biological limits. Of course, it's a gradient, and I don't think you can truly make something just to make something. People usually make things to feel something or to show off to others, but other than that, people have a palpable urge to create. There are a number of reasons to create things. Sometimes you do it automatically. Sometimes you choose to make something to survive, or because you want to express yourself. So, now we know about the different places creation came from, but we have not clearly asked, why do we create things? The reason why we are led to create things is because it makes us feel good feelings. When you create tomorrow by surviving through listening to your body, by eating, drinking, sleeping, and finding warmth, you feel good because your body rewards your good work. Whenever you spend 3 hours sharpening a spear with your 8th grade classmates to go hunt down the closest thing to a mammoth, being your math teacher's dog, you enjoy the thrill of the hunt until the consequences catch up with you. When I spent 30 or 50 hours planning, cutting, gluing, and painting foam armor for my cosplay you can see here, although I struggled and made mistakes throughout the entire process, at the end of it, I created something that I'm truly proud of and still have to this day. A distinction we should make is the difference between lower pleasures and higher pleasures. Lower pleasures are what you experience when having good physical or sensual experiences, and higher pleasures are intellectual, moral, and spiritual pleasures. With my handy-dandy visual I made earlier, we can clearly see that lower pleasures are related with biologically driven creation, and higher pleasures are related with creativity-driven creation, and the rest is some gradient in between them. Alright, let's wrap things up and return to our original question. Why do people create things like art or other things that we don't need to survive? People create things like art because, unlike biological-driven creations, artistic expression allows people to express themselves and to experience higher pleasure. Well, I hope you learned something new. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Bye!
Did you see it?
Your answer is creativity-driven creation.